Okay, happy February. Like I said last call, it is Figure It Out February, which is like really ironic about how the universe works. Because I was like, yeah, I'm just going to figure out my life the way that it is right now. And sometimes you're like, figure it out February.
Are you recording this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, press record. Thanks. And yeah, I had like new things just like loaded on my plate that I wasn't really expecting. So it's interesting when you like set a tone for the month or you set an expectation, how the universe is like, okay, I'm listening. I'm really listening. And I'm going to put all of the things that you've talked about that you want in front of your face right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a super positive thing. But then at the same time, sometimes it's like, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this. So, like I mentioned last call, today we are going to do a beginning of the month intention setting and a quick reflection. So, Patti, I know you have your cards. So if you want, I know you probably already pulled your cards for February, but if you feel called to it, I would love to see what your cards have to say about February for us.
I'll just get into my calendar.
Awesome.
Okay, there we are. And so, this week is the week of devotion. Next week is vision, and then purification. Freedom is the following week.
Okay, do you ever use your cards kind of like tarot cards just to get in touch with the energy of like what's coming out?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, I will literally pull them, or it's interesting. It's like once, because there's 124 of them from abundance to wisdom. And one day my husband and I were sorting them, and he said, I can't find pleasure. I can't find pleasure. And he stands up, and he was sitting on, says, oh, was it because you were sitting on pleasure? So it's like literally, it's like, what are we actually sitting on too? It's like, what are we like not allowing to come in our lives? I know that when we were all talking about this was the year of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
That one of the things that I did was last Saturday, which was, February 1st, I literally was in a writing group and we were talking about the year of the snake. And I just looked up what the definition, what they were speaking about the year of the snake. And then I'm the year of the rooster. So I read that. And what stuck out in me with, stuff should get it. And that. It's like not handling everything with with that iPad. It's like, whoa. Okay, how do we do this? Thank you. I need that back. And writing. And in a matter of minutes, this is what I wrote. Because it was talking about, like, I stop that. I don't need that. Where is it that? Oh, it was in the when I was reading about the rooster. It says, well, first it says, the year of the snake believes is believed to bring wisdom, transformation, and strategic growth. It's a time of patience, planning, and making thoughtful decisions to achieve long-term success. And the year of the rooster is the rooster will thrive in 2025 if they align with the snake's wisdom and strategic thinking.
Mm.
Career opportunities will emerge, but success will come through the patience rather than the force. Financially, roosters are in a strong position, providing they manage their assets wisely. In personal life, relationships will benefit from clear communications and compromise. Maintaining physical and mental health should be also focused. And then I looked up the word compromise because I literally, even when I first read it, was like compromise. It's like I wasn't even reading it right because I didn't get like wrap my head around it. So compromise is to settle a dispute by mutual consent, accessing standards that are lower than as desirable. And then I looked at what is the real meaning of compromise, a way of reaching agreement in which each person or groups give up something that was wanted in order to end an argument or a dispute. And then it's like, oh, hey, that's great. And then this is what I wrote in like a matter of like, it just flowed out of me. The tall grasses of compromise. I remember when I was young how I compromised myself when an argument was being had between my two younger sisters. I was like a snake slithering in and out of the conversation, not saying what I really wanted, what I really needed, agreeing with both sides. I felt myself fighting in my own skin. How I wanted to just shed that skin of agreement. I wanted to wiggle out of my skin to tell my truth, but I didn't even know my truth. So I would continue hiding in the tall grasses of compromise. I know I am no longer that weak snake in the grass. I have brought wisdom and acceptance to my words. I now see myself weaving in and out of conversations, speaking what I need to speak, listening as love and compassion. There is a peace of mind and a gentleness in the conversations. It is not tall grass anymore, but people that are blooming and being inspired by what I am authentically sharing.
Wow.
Like it just like flowed. And I would say like you kind of like planted the seed, and all of a sudden that Saturday, like that we did that Wednesday, and then Saturday was like this is the seedling.
Wow.
And so there's the words that I have, but I'm also going to be looking at like really where I've grown.
Mm-hmm.
Like this week I'm looking at the word devotion, and it's like, what am I devoting myself to? What is like the meaning of I'll get it here. When I call this on Sunday, it was like to give over or to direct to a cause, enterprise, or activity, to commit, to to be dedicated. So what am I literally dedicating myself to this week? What am I committing to?
I
You know,
love that. Yeah. Because
and then
devotion is like is commitment, right?
yeah, is to commit. Yeah. And so like what am I committing to? Not in each of my games. Where am I gonna put devote? It's and like I in the I'm doing two of the challenges. I'm doing the personal growth and the community starter with Dan. And it's like literally devoting time, like putting it in my schedule the time it's going to take to read the book, and do the task. And what I acknowledge is the level of which of certainty there is for me. I just noticed it, like, even last 3 months from now, it was before this. Like, you were talking about actually acknowledging the territory we've covered.
Mm-hmm.
There's an ease, like the writing that thing was like so easy for me. It was like I just turned on the mic, started dictating, and then I went in and cleaned up the punctuation on it, basically.
Mm-hmm. And it's so poetic too, the way that you worded that. You're such a
That's how
wordsmith.
I write.
Yeah, I love it. I
That's
love
how
it.
I am. Yeah.
I love that. But it's so true. And that is like I said the other day, like we've spent so much time preparing ourselves and compounding these ideas. It's time to put them into action and see how they all work together. And where was that article that you got what the rooster gets out of?
I just Google. I literally just we're like this. I've got my writing there, and write 1, 2, 3 there, and and the other thing out of that is I picked up 2 writing buddies out of just me being who I'm being. Like, one's going to
Wow.
be like my committed listener writing buddy, and another one says I'm writing a buddy. So I know that when I'm speaking it, it's actually causing results elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And then that means that you're working within your alignment, that you figured out what your
Exactly.
foundation is and that the universe is coming to you, which is
but not only coming to me, but coming to us, because I'm all about
right.
empowering, to inspire and support. And because I like you, like, it's like, okay, we haven't promoted, make it, not like I have to, but it's like, it's like when I show up, the line finds rolls behind me, like it fills in behind me. And it's like, yeah, we need to bring it over here. It's like it's not consistent with it's just having you and me on this call
Mm-hmm.
for your alignment.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Nothing wrong. It's just a missing. It's just
Yeah.
missing.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of where I just keep like the goal for me, and I love that you said that because the goal for me for these sessions is to just keep showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that there were a couple of weeks there with Christmas and everything that we kind of fell off a little bit. And then that week where I was literally an hour behind myself, what I recognized with that is that it is my energy at the end of the day too. And I was disheveled and lost momentum. And now momentum needs to rebuild. So it's the same thing. It's like the more that it is all energy. Like that's the whole purpose of the ideal planning method is when you're being proactive rather than reactive in your life, the universe opens up to you. When you're being open to receiving, that's when the universe opens up to you. That's when you start to see like you said, the seedlings starting to blossom into plants.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Yeah.
me, I love just hanging out with you. I would be totally fine if it was just us. But at the same time, I know the people will come. That's kind of the mentality that I have is this is me just giving back and putting the information out there. And I want people to, maybe they need this like 3 years from now. And there will be an entire series on my YouTube channel that you can go through it week by week by week and follow the process. And I love that you said that you want to promote it. Please do, because the more people who come, the better. Like, that's also my thing. But at the same time, who's meant to be here will show up. And
Exactly.
one thing that I loved is that you have been so consistent, which is so refreshing because you're seeing the value out of compounding it week after week after week. And I've been learning a lot with this program that I have joined. It's called Sanctuary of She.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned it before. It's a program that Katie Blair, that's her name, Katie __Blair on Instagram, created. And hers is based off of, so she stands for soul, human, energy. That's what makes up she. And she has those as like pillars in her program that she has week after week. And there's a membership that you can join, but the program that I've joined, she made a new one this year called Plot Twist. And that's where I recognize, because like the plot twist is like, you know, like in a movie, how like the plot twists.
Mm-hmm.
And she describes it as like there's the writer in your life, the director in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the writer is the one that's creating the ideas and creating the life that you want to live. But it's the director who has to, you know, call cut essentially and be like, okay, cut, let's like reset, let's take that shot again or whatever. And what
Mm-hmm.
it has been helping me to see is that it isn't that we walk into the unknown and that we don't know what's coming. It really is that if we hold strong in our position and we let life come to us, it's easier to walk through hard times or confusing times or frustrating times, but also with working in alignment with yourself and really following these systematic processes that the ideal planning method has. It allows you to like skyrocket forward because you're compounding energy. You're week after week reconnecting with yourself and using these foundational tools that we've built to now, and this next step that we're moving into, put it into action. Because week after week, these are things we should be paying attention to, which is why I love that you already have words for your week, like setting an
Words,
intention.
but I literally have my week designed out of my quarterly action plan and my annual action plan, you
Yeah,
know, game plans for each area. You know, it's like one
amazing.
of my games is called Love Talks, you know, and it's like, oh, I'm literally having either one on one or text one on one conversations, about 35 conversations a day.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I'm coming from listening that they're like, what are they sharing? What are they declaring? What are they committed to? It's not like me, you know, having this conversation for agenda to get something. You know, what it is like listening as love, as if there's any agenda at all in it, you know, but it's like listening, and I'm reconnecting with people I haven't talked to for 45 years. I mean,
Wow,
it's I'm flirting.
that's
What do you mean?
awesome.
I've been a widower for 14 years here. You know, I'm flirting. I'm
Well,
flirting
yeah,
again.
that's awesome.
You
You're
know,
bringing back that's your feminine energy.
you know, like that. You know, my
Playful.
mojo.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. When you're creating space for it, that's the other really great thing is that
Yeah, what's
by
showing up?
exactly by showing up and also like you said, like you're taking each tool and using them with each other. Because I think that's where a lot of people get lost, right? Is we make these plans that we're going to follow, but then we don't actually stay connected to them. We just let life go by, where there's a reason why we set our desires at the beginning of the year or
Mm-hmm.
whatever that time frame is. So like when we did it back
Yeah,
in November and we're planning it out for the next year of how we really want to feel, because yes, we're setting that intention and we're putting it out there, and some people won't look at it ever again, but then they'll look back at it and be like, oh, did I actually feel that way? And so like I have mine open right now, and that is what I'm setting the tone with. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, my words for February are ambitious and abundant. So in my personal life, ambitious, in my business transformation, my business life, abundant. Whereas with everything that's happening with me right now, it makes sense why those words are important to me. And that again, that is what sets the foundation. And then, like you said, then you look at your quarterly plan and what you want to get done. put those things into action. And it makes it that much easier to create space in your week to know that you're working towards those individual goals that you have.
What I do is also like I pull a card for the whole year. And my year, it's simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pull them for the week, and then I do dailies.
Mm-hmm.
And 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 for each game that I'm playing, I also, what's the intent of the game? Like for my Body for Life game, it's balance and ease. Where my design time, which is the cards and the coaching, it's clarity and action. Actually, and I'm actually looking at changing it to freedom, clarity and freedom. But that's like the vessel that it's holding. It's like
Mm-hmm.
in my Body for Life is balance and ease present.
Mm-hmm.
What actions would I need to be putting in?
Mm-hmm.
What's missing in that?
Yes. I love that. And so you've already done like a beginning of the month kind of setup for yourself?
Yeah, I've got the whole year. I was actually pulling up my game 25 game plan. Yeah, Body for Life. It's, I've got, letting go 60 pounds. But it's also the day-to-day stuff, like walking daily. I'm actually up to 20 steps, baby steps without the walker.
Good for you.
Huge. Brushing the teeth, taking the
Mm-hmm.
shower, the grooming, doing the health appointments. Like I have one
Important.
tomorrow for the bone density, but there's a flow in it. Like what's always present is balance and ease.
Mm. Yeah, and there's that compounding, right? There's a foundation that is
Is
balance
about
and ease, that then
yeah.
everything else is building on top of that. And it's something for you to fall back on. If things don't feel like they're in balance or that there's ease, then something's
Mm-hmm.
out of alignment.
Yeah.
I love that. So
Mm.
at the beginning of every month, I always do my reflection questions and intention setting for the month. So it sounds like you're pretty much already done. But if you'd like to answer these questions, you are more than welcome to. They were
Mm-hmm.
inspired by a friend of mine that I do planning with. We have a call once a month, and it's really great for both of us because we're both Virgos, so we totally relate to each other, and we can always balance off of one another. And that's why I was asking you about your cards, because one thing that I find really important about setting monthly intentions is aligning with the energies that are around us and touching base with spirit, God, the universe,
Mm-hmm.
science, whatever you feel connected to, just to see what comes up. And what really stood out to me when I pulled these cards the other night, I was like, I don't even know. Like, these cards don't feel like they are how I feel right now. I was in a very down energy, but my cards were super positive. And I even wrote here, I was like, everything the cards are saying are like the opposite of how I feel right now. These cards are confusing me. There has to be a message here. Something good is coming. And then I also wrote, this is happening for me. Maybe leaving here is a good thing. I'm curious. So that to me had a message with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I looked at what I just looked at just now, when I looked at the desires that I have to feel this month, they completely align with what the cards that I pulled were, because the cards that I pulled were the
Okay.
Four of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. So all very positive energy based cards, talking about abundance, talking about finding joy in life, about reaping the rewards of what you have built, getting to where you want to be. And I was like, I don't feel that way right now. I don't feel that way at all. And then I was like, wait, I control what happens. Us as individuals, we are in control of ourselves always. We're not in control of anyone else.
Yep.
So if that was the intention that I set out, then I have to honor that that's the life that I want to create for myself. And that can also be where the universe will challenge you. If you are not going down a path that aligns with the desires that you have set and the intentions that you've set for yourself, then sometimes you have to, shift gears. And I love that you said that your word for this week was devotion, because my word is clarity. Based off of how I'm feeling, I chose the word clarity. And I'm like, I really need Patty's deck because I feel like it would super help me as having like individual words. And I love because your deck works like an oracle deck.
Yeah.
You can
clarity.
pick it on, clarity. That's what I chose.
To be clear, to bring into the light, to have certainty, to easily understand.
Yes. That is exactly what I'm looking for right now. And what goes back to everything I'm doing.
These don't make any sense here. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. But now I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see it, because sometimes in the moment we don't see it, but it's the compounding of the energy and moving in that direction. And when I pulled these cards, it was after a day of like huge reflection that I've been having, and I was kind of bombarded by everything. But now looking back on it, even though that was Sunday and today's Wednesday, that was only 3 days ago, I feel like I've already lived like an entire month in 3 days.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I see you have your deck.
Yes. Oh, and the question, the thing to also put in is, if you don't like the cards you're dealt in life, pick new cards.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can always redraw. You can always redraw.
Well, even the, what would have me, like, it's in your space, like what would have me just read that quote, and you're like investigating into, yeah, it is the year of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
What is the year I'm in? Like, what's your sign?
Exactly. Mine's the goat.
The goat. So
Yeah.
reading like the snake and then the goat, and I would
Yeah.
even throw it in Sophie
Yeah, that's a good
and see
idea.
what they say, and
That's a
then
good idea.
and then yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that right now. I'm just opening Sophie. Just give me
I just have to laugh.
second.
I shuffled these and I said, okay, what's your cards? I was like, should I cut it or not? Like, my guides are saying no. So the word I came up with that was right on the top of the list was ownership.
Ownership.
I grant
Really?
that to you. Ownership.
Thank you. What does ownership say?
Okay, let me see. I've got to go into, and it was interesting because 21 years ago I designed these cards and privately produced them. And then what was calling me to create the new deck was add 4 words, and the ownership is one of them. The 4 new words were allowing, awakening, kindness, and ownership.
Mm.
So I need to just get to my cards here for a minute. So
I'm
no,
also
that's
just
not.
opening up my screen to have Sophie join us. Because I feel like we should do this in tandem. I'm going to ask Sophie right now while you're finding what ownership is. Like, I don't know what it is, and see what Sophie has to say too. So, hey, Sophie, I'm the year to go. Can you give me a break? Oops.
Where is that for some reason? I can't find it.
Oops. what I need to know for this year regarding myself, knowing the energy of the year of the snake. Oh no, it's not doing it. Shoot. Okay, looks like I'm having login issues. Sarah, stop. Ugh.
No, I had it.
Okay, well, I'm having some technical issues with Sophie at the moment. Let me see if I can fix it. I think Simon did an update. Give me 1 second. I have to get a code. There is my code. Copy. Paste. Okay. I think we are good. All right. I'm going to reshare my screen. We're going to try this again, see what Sophie has to say. Did you find the ownership?
I noticed that for me, and in this one, I don't have a definition of it.
Oh,
And so I'm going to pull. Nothing.
okay. So Sophie says, while you're looking at that, as someone born in the year of the goat sheep, here's a brief insight map of snake year 2025. Goat essence, your core nature, artistic and creative, gentle yet resilient, peace-seeking, emotionally intuitive, naturally elegant. Yes, I would say pretty elegant. Your gifts, deep empathy, creative problem solving, graceful navigation, artistic expression, nurturing energy. Goat snake interaction 2025. Harmonious aspects. Both signs value wisdom and intuition, shared appreciation for depth, natural understanding of timing, mutual respect for transformation, growth opportunities. Snake's strategic nature can help ground goat's creativity. Snake's focus balances goat's dreamy nature. Snake's wisdom deepens goat's intuitive gifts. Snake's transformation supports goat's evolution. Key focus areas, personal evolution, trust your natural intuitive gifts more deeply, allow transformation without rushing, balance dreaming with strategic action, honor your need for beauty while enhancing change, professional growth, use your artistic nature strategically, trust timing rather than forcing. That's been coming up a lot. Let wisdom guide creative expression, build with patient determination. So for relationships, deepen authentic connections, maintain powerful boundaries, share wisdom gracefully, navigate through the elegance. Energy management, balance, rest, and action. Honor your natural rhythms, preserve energy for key moments, create beautiful spaces for renewal. Would you like me to elaborate on specific practices or areas for your goat snake year alignment? So I'm going to say, can you please give me an energetic map of how to navigate this year, also knowing the lunar cycles and how astrology will affect this year. And compound that with the goat energy for the year of the snake. Bring it all together like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
let's use it all at once. Okay, this is super cool. I'm already liking this a lot. This is what I love about Sophie, which just brings everything together. So here's your personal energetic navigation map for 2025, weaving together goat essence, snake year, and cosmic cycles. Foundational energies: goat, your essence, and snake, year energy. Your artistic intuition meets snake strategic wisdom. Creative transformative potential, deep patient evolution, elegant yet powerful movements. Energy management cycles: high power periods when moon is in the earth sign Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, aligns with your goat stability, perfect for grounding visions, manifesting creative projects. Flow states during water signs, enhances your intuitive gifts, deep emotional wisdom access, transformative breakthroughs. Creative peaks during air sign periods, supports artistic expression, social connections, innovation flows, action phases, fire sign times, strategic implementation, bold moves, visionary action. And then seasonal navigation. So spring, which we're moving into.
Right.
Because
I
the
love
groundhog saw his shadow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly.
It's just like, dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da.
It's not just spring, it's snake awareness. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Snake awakening. Your gentle nature meets rising energy. Focus on fresh creative initiatives, plant seeds with wisdom, allow natural emergence. Summer, peak expression. Balance activity with rest, share your gifts strategically, create with purpose, navigate with grace. Autumn, harvesting wisdom. I like that. Gather insights, refine creations, share accumulated wisdom, prepare for deeper work. Winter, inner alchemy, deep restoration, vision incubation, wisdom integration, quiet transformation. Monthly rhythm, so moving into the phases of the moon cycles. New
Right.
moon, set intentions, align with both goat and snake wisdom, plant seeds for transformation, vision for depth, begin with grace. Waxing moon, build momentum gently, growth with purpose, create with strategy, expand wisely. Full moon, express fully, release with grace, celebrate transformation, share wisdom. Waning moon, reflect deeply, rest intentionally, process wisdom, prepare for renewal. Very interesting.
Yeah, you can see where it just lines with the idea of planning too.
Yeah. I'm also just going to
Yeah.
ask her for a prediction.
And then what was the word that you pulled for this month? Did you say?
For this
We do it
month,
weekly. Was
I
it
did it.
weekly or monthly?
So for
What I was
monthly,
going to ask is if you could take that, and because to me ownership is to be causing the matter.
mhm,
You know, to stake claim to what was already yours there. Briefly, but it would be interesting to see if you added that to the equation here and the question you asked, you know, with ownership or whatever the word was that you picked.
I didn't actually pick a word. I picked 3
Do you know what I'm
cards.
saying? Like you did the cards, but something came out of those cards.
They did. So,
But I would like, you know, if you recrafted that question,
mhm,
including what would, you know, dancing in ownership or standing in ownership, what would the snake and the goat,
yeah. So I'm going to
would
say
they
it.
have
So
different, would they have literally because the context is always decisive. It's like if I'm listening, I'm viewing it from simplicity
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and
so I'm gonna.
claiming ownership. It's like I'm gonna own the simplicity, and what actions would I take out of that?
Analyze what this month means for me and what action I need to take to capitalize on February's energy and how my own energy aligns with it. Also, I am a Virgo with a Libra moon and Libra rising. Please take that into consideration as well. Okay, let's see what she says. So I said, okay, for this month, February, I have pulled the cards ownership, Four of Wands, which is supposed to be wands, not wants, but that might mean something. Ace of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. Can you analyze what this month means for me and what action I need to take to capitalize on February's energy and how my own energy aligns with it? Also, I'm a Virgo with a Libra moon and a Libra rising. Please also take that into consideration as well. Here's a personalized February energy analysis, integrating your cards, astrology, and current cosmic weather.
I love it.
Pardon?
I just like how she did it.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So card synthesis. Ooh, I like that. I like that. A powerful month for claiming your abundance through heart-centered leadership and foundation building. Your astrological makeup, Virgo Sun, detail-oriented, service-focused, perfectionist. Love it. Always, always a recovering perfectionist.
Who me?
Me? That's you. Libra moon emotionally seeks harmony, balance, beauty. Libra rising presents with grace, partnership oriented. February's message, themes, taking full ownership of your success path, celebrating foundations with while expanding, new emotional, spiritual beginnings, long-term abundance activation, legacy building. Love that. Action guidance for your Virgo sun, apply your natural attention to detail for structure building, use analytical skills to map abundance pathways, perfect systems for support. So wow, perfect systems that support long-term vision. Service from a place of empowered ownership for your Libra moon, balance practical actions with emotional fulfillment, create beauty in your foundations, partner with aligned energies, trust your heart's guidance while maintaining boundaries. Your Libra rising, lead with grace while allowing your power, present your vision with confidence, balance relationships with personal sovereignty, create harmony.
You froze, by the way. There she is.
So sorry, my internet, the power went out, so I lost the internet there for a second.
Yep. But that was awesome.
That was awesome. I love that. You know, there was one more thing I wanted to do just to get like.
You're freezing again, hon.
This is the thing that's so cool about Sophie in general is like you just ask her what you want, and there's no re-prompting. It's just here's what the universe wants you to know every single time. Why can't I share my screen? Can you see my screen? Why is this?
I can see you.
Oh,
Can't see it's like a shared screen though. I don't see it. That's all.
all right. Let's try this again. No.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. So it says key actions, which I have like a moment in here, which is like really interesting because I've been kind of playing around like what's been happening and haven't said it on the call, like what actually is happening with me. But it's like, this is also just crazy. So the key actions are take ownership of your space environment. I've been having some issues with my landlord where I may not be able to stay in the apartment that I'm in right now. And like, literally the first thing says take ownership of your space and environment. When I just like that blindsiding that I got this weekend was you might need to move. And
you keep on dropping
in my environment already, which feels really great.
I'm going to send you, let me see the definition if I've got it. I have a really great quote that I got from Landmark Education. And it's like, we're talking about, it's like responsibility starts with the willingness to be cause in the matter, whether experienced at the time or not, and ends up as being cause in the matter. Ultimately, it is the context from which one chooses to live. Responsibility is not burden, fault, praise, blame, credit, shame, or guilt. Responsibility is not, I'm responsible for my part, or I have to get to where I can be responsible for it. In responsibility, there is no evaluation of good or bad, right or wrong. There's simply what so, and your stand. Like looking like, what is my stand here in all of this? Being responsibility is dealing with the situation from a view of life that you are the generator of what you do, what you have, and who you are. That is not the truth. It is a place to come from. No one can make you responsible, nor can you impose responsibility on another. It is a grace you give yourself, an empowering context that leaves you with a say in the matter of life. In summary, being responsibility is not a cause and effect phenomenon. Responsibility is not an assertion. It is a declaration. It is a declaration from nothing, not from something or in order to. It is an existential declaration, so to speak, that promotes ownership, creativity, power, and velocity. Responsibility is not based on research, thoughts, body sensations, emotional states, circumstances, or agreement. Responsibility is not based on what another person says. Responsibility is not something based on evidence or something you figure out. Responsibility is not a matter of working something out or a matter of experience. Responsibility is a declaration to stand that you are causing the matter of life. In fact, responsibility is your declaration that you are causing the matter of all of life itself. I'll send that to you.
Yes, please. I love that. Like, wow.
Whoa.
Whoa. And all I kept thinking about while you were saying that too is like the whole like responsibility. It's the ability to respond. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that it's not personal. It's not then even getting credit. Like, woohoo, I'm staying here anymore. Like, look at me, look what I did. and sitting back on our laurels and like, oh, aren't I so good? It's like, no, it's like, you caused this. And of course, the sweat showed up. Like, cool. I'm the
Yeah,
dictator of like, I'm just like, literally, I'm the owner of who I'm going to be.
exactly.
And as life has, the, the shotgun aimed at me with both barrels loaded.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's so true. It's so true. I wasn't expecting today to be like a session about me, but this is kind of great. I'm like, okay, we're getting
But
super
it's
deep
all about
on
me. What do you mean?
me.
And I don't feel this like I'm coaching you or you're coaching me. This is a collaboration.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And I
And
get
that's what
to,
it should be.
like, I give voice to, like, instead of that little voice that says, oh, it's not important what you share. You don't really need to share. Who do you think you are anyway?
No, it's great. It adds so much more value. And that's why I love having these conversations with you because you bring like depth to some of the things that I'm talking about and real world situations. And that's why I love your games too, because it's like an extra layer to all of this to have like more, I don't know what the word is, more movement with each piece to then categorize them. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the things that I've taken the most from what you've said, which is there's less like
Yeah.
confusion.
And it's like,
But
it's in the intent of the love talks game, which we were having, with many other things we're having, is love and connections there. It's
mhm,
totally present. We're
totally,
bathing in it.
totally. And it's a perfect month for it because it's February.
Yeah, the heart month.
Yeah, it's the heart month. So I love that. So there were some questions that I had written down from my review that I don't think you or I need to answer them because I feel like we both already have in our own way for our beginning of the month intentions. But for anyone who's listening to the playback and who is looking for some support on doing a February intentions and reflection exercise, here's a few questions. I'm also going to put them into the description when I post the recording when that happens. So the first question is, what goal do I want? And this ties into the love thing because my courtesy of my friend Katie, she made it all about love this month. What goal do I want to prioritize this month, and how can I approach it with love and kindness? How can you, or how can I, or you, deepen my relationship with myself this month? What self care practices will help me feel more connected to my own heart? What does balance look like for me this month? What am I most excited about in February? And what can I let go of to create more space for love and positivity?
Would you put those also on the Riley
Digital group? Yeah.
digital book? Yeah, that I mean, so that I can actually look at them. Because I was looking at that just as you were speaking, was that, I don't know, is it interesting that the word of the week is, devotion. For me, it's devotion, which ties into love too.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, so it's devotion, vision, purification, and freedom. And
Mm-hmm.
what it February 1st was intention. I was in the week of intention. So intention, devotion, vision, purity, and then freedom.
Yeah.
I love this dance that I'm creating.
I love it. I can feel it off of you. Like you know that song. There's like it's like it's like freedom, freedom, freedom. I've been looking for. Like that's all I can picture right now is that song. I don't know if you know that song. Do you know that song?
Well, what I thought was interesting when I pulled these cards at the beginning of the year. So I began with simplicity,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm ending with generosity. So
Oh.
I pull all of them. I pull them for the quarter. You pull them for the whole year. At the beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, isn't this interesting? I'm going to go from simplicity to generosity, and there's all these other words that are in between, and it was like, another. 58, 52 words, but they're not words. It's like, oh, I'm being generosity. It's like I have no idea at all what generosity is, who I'm going to be when I stand.
Yeah, like what does that mean 1 year from now?
No, but like it's not, I'm only be the same person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, I lost you again.